we're really here. I've been watching my countdown timer, like for the minutes, hours, days, and months since the moment you proposed. And since that same moment, I've been trying to draft what I wanted to tell you today. Believe me, there's a notebook in my car hidden somewhere that has a list of things I wanted to tell you. And one day, maybe you'll find it, and maybe you'll get to read it. But for today, this is my final official draft of what I wanted to tell you. I remember the first time I said I loved you. It was around this time of year when the trees are painted in a cascading shade of oranges and yellows, and the night sky eats up the day like a soft lemon drop on the tongue of the moon. It was late that night, and we were sitting at the Meyer parking lot in Dunlop. Nothing too extraordinary had happened that night, but I felt it. I was teased that I wanted to tell you a secret so intense, so scary, so incredibly enormous, that you wouldn't be able to handle it. I mean, I could barely handle how I felt. It had only been 2 weeks since we officially met in person, and my feelings had felt 2 weeks too soon. But you, as stubborn as you are, begged that I tell you, especially since the weeks leading up, we had shared everything with each other. So, with watery eyes and on the brink of embarrassment, I said 3 simple words to you. I love you. My chest pounded and my heart tried to escape, trying to run away from the terrifying truth that I, Danielle Nicole Cruz, had fallen for you. It shouldn't have been shocking though. Everything about you had checked the box on my list of dream hubby traits. You were tall, you were athletic, you had a stable job, and made good money. But you also held my hand everywhere we went, even if it was freezing and your fingers turned blue. You brought me treats whenever I felt the pressures of school beginning to become too great and I was falling apart. You sacrificed your sleep and part of your sanity to spend endless nights with me trying to get to know who I was, inside and out. You are everything I have ever dreamed of having, not only as a spouse, but as my best friend. After I said it, you ensued to have a panic attack, and I guess that was the first time my love was a bit too intense. And everything turned out great, especially considering I get to stand with you here today. I promise that I will never forget that first I love you, but more importantly, I promise to never stop saying it. I promise to hold your hand on chilly nights as we walk through grocery stores and downtown, proclaiming with each intertwined finger that I am yours and you are mine. I promise to always make my arms a warm place to rest your weary body when you feel defeated by the strains of our world. Just like you wrapped me in blankets and hoodies the night I fell apart in the driveway. I promise to keep an open heart and mind so that when you feel dejected or silenced, I can hear you. Pains, desires, dreams, and all. Together, we will string together the little love doves and make a song that will pump through my body while you rest your head on my chest, and it will remind you over and over again that you will and you can. I will be your motivation when you feel that you have none. I promise to keep you young, even as the years skip by us and we continue to grow. I will remind you of all the things we are still able to do. I promise to buy you roses and chocolates to remind you that you deserve the romantics just as much as me. And I promise to chase away the lonely nights with movies and popcorn, to take you to distant worlds where the time slows down, and it can be just you and me. We can talk till sunrise, or better yet, chase the sun in your Charger till we can't anymore. I promise to bring adventure into our life, both big and small. I promise to have compassion. I promise to take time to work on things when seasons change and love seems lost. I promise to always be here for you in life and in death. But most of all, I promise to love you. So every time I say those 3 words, know that I am making this promise and sealing this vow.
That was seems so lame compared to yours. But I'm going to tell you a story for my vows. So I remember about 3 years ago, I was going on one of my late night walks and somewhere sitting by the water, and I remember thinking in that specific moment that, wondering if there was somebody out there for me, if there was the one for me, if there was a soulmate out there for me. I didn't even think that I believed in soulmates, and that night I decided that was never going to happen. And flash forward about a year later, I was like, let's download Tinder, why not? Sounds fun. Started talking to this pretty cool girl. She was interesting, she was genuine, she was kind and caring and fierce and mysterious. And then before I knew it, we were on a date, and you were telling me that you loved me. And then flash forward about 2 weeks later, and you went home. And I remember talking to a lot of these guys. What's the point, you know? Is it worth it? Is it worth risking getting my heart broken? Is it worth risking any of that, risking you? But somehow they convinced me. And I remember thinking that I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that I want to keep making memories with you, and that I want to look back on this as a memory and laugh about it. Then flash forward a few months later, and it was a memory. We were together, we were good, and we were laughing about it and making more memories, from late-night drives to staying up all night talking, to ice cream, to all the things, to Chicago. And we were making memories, and I just didn't want to stop. I wanted to keep making more memories. And then flash forward another year, there was an ocean between us, and I thought I was going to lose you. I just knew that I wanted to keep making memories with you. We kept making memories, and then we danced in the parking lot one night by Ross. Nobody else was there, and I remember thinking that I want this for the rest of my life, till the end of time. I don't want to just keep making memories in the moment. I want to make memories forever and make that promise. And then flash forward to today, and we're making that promise, and this is going to be a memory tomorrow. But through all those memories, the one thing that I know now with every fiber of my being is that you're the answer to my question 3 years ago. If there's somebody out there, if there's somebody for me, and if there's a soulmate, because you're my soulmate, Danielle. And I promise to always keep making memories with you.